and welcome to Askamo TV. Today we're with Graham Price, who is a multidisciplinary therapist, a coach and a trainer. And Graham, today we're going to be talking about personal development training, and perhaps you can kick off by telling us a little bit about what it is.
Sure. There's actually a lot of quite different personal development trainings. It's not a sort of an animal that you can define, but different trainings probably address different aspects of life. Some are very work-related, some are sort of life-related as opposed to work-related, some are both. So the trainings that we do, for example, are a combination of many things that are useful for both work environments and life environments. But in all, personal development training will cover one or more of three kind of areas of life. They'll either be directed at aspects of being more powerful, such as being more motivated, more effective. So power and motivation and effectiveness are the sort of thing that motivational trainers will be focused on. There are some very well-known American motivational trainers who focus on making people more powerful, more confident, more effective, more motivated. So that would be one aspect of personal effectiveness training. Another one would be resilience. So some trainings focus on making people more resilient, more able to cope with the difficulties and hardships that occur in life. And the third aspect would be relationships. Teaching relationship skills, people to be more effective in relationships, better able to deal with challenges in relationships. So power, resilience, and relationship would be the three key areas, and indeed our trainings, the Power to Choose trainings that we run, deal with all three. Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like personal development training can actually help in the context of a personal relationship.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yes, providing you're talking about a personal development training that includes the areas of resilience and relationship skills. Indeed, our trainings, our Power to Choose trainings cover those two areas as well as the area of power and effectiveness. So yes, very much so, very useful for improving relationships if the training includes resilience and relationship skills. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how effective can it be with, let's say, career progression or professional development? You've spoken about motivation, so how does that tie into progressing my career?
Well, all three areas that I've talked about would be very relevant to career progression. So, the areas of power, resilience, and relationship would be all relevant to a work environment, wouldn't they? I mean, being more confident, more effective, more powerful would all be useful in a work environment and would enhance your career. Resilience is extremely valuable in a work environment, being able to cope with challenging situations, being able to cope with stress or remove stress, which resilience skills would do. And of course, relationships are very important as well. Being able to relate well to others that you work with and being able to deal with challenging relationships in a work environment. So all very effective. And indeed, we, in our trainings, we give the trainings in both organizations and for the public. And organizations, yes, we're looking at making people much more effective in a work environment and therefore enhancing their career. As for professional development, probably not quite so relevant. If you're looking at professional development other than just career advancement, you'd be looking at learning skills relevant to that profession. And personal development training would probably be less relevant in that area.
Mm-hmm. And just finally, let's talk a little bit about how effective and long-lasting it is.
Well, it again depends very much on the training. I can give you an example of how we measure the effectiveness of our Power to Choose trainings, or personal effectiveness trainings as we call them in the corporate world. We measure the change in people. We ask people to come up with a combined score on an 0 to 10 scale of their resilience and effectiveness. If you like, their well-being, their sense of well-being and effectiveness, and a single combined score, 0 to 10. And we've had people move from 3 to 10 on that scale as a result of our training. And furthermore, most people come in at 5, 6, 7, 8 and end up at 9 or 10. Almost everyone goes up 3 points on the scale, providing there's room. And as for sustaining it, we've been back to people 6 months later, and universally, we can only, by the way, take an average for the group because this feedback is anonymous, but universally, the improvement from before to after the training 6 months later is still sustained or further improved. So that's quite an impact that we're having on people, massive impact on their lives and their effectiveness in the work environment.
Okay, Graham, thank you very much for giving us that overview about personal development training. Thank you for your time.
All right, it's a pleasure. Okay, bye-bye.